PizzaFLIX presents Classic Movie Monday. Today from J.D Kendis, the Roadshow exploitation producer who brought us Secrets of a Model, returns to expose another shocking tale of juvenile delinquents and teenagers gone amok.
Do you think she'll live?
My sister will pull through all right. Won't you, Katy?
No, that's Laura. Don't. Look out. He's got a gun. Laura, you're here.
Yes, I'm here.
Don't go away, Laura. Don't go away.
I won't.
Oh, you're so pretty. You didn't have to do the things you did. Like that night in our room. I was sound asleep when suddenly I...
Sneaking in this time of night. Pipe down, will you? You'll wake up the old man. I can't put on an act for him tonight. I'm tired.
Laura, you had a drink.
So what? Can't sit around all night at the happy landing without drinking.
Where did you get that?
Where'd I get what? You mean the liquor or the slip? Both through the courtesy of Al Simpson.
But you know better than to accept presents like that from boys. Unless you're going to marry Al.
I am. Just picking up a few things beforehand, that's all.
If you get a high school diploma, then you can earn things for yourself and be independent.
With what I've got, I don't need a diploma. School, diploma. That's all you and Dad think about. You both forgot I've grown up. Oh, I'm fed up with school. I'm gonna quit.
You're going to graduate if I have to do all your assignments for you. You can't break Dad's heart that way.
Told you you'd wake up the old man.
Here, drink this milk. You need it.
Oh, wise up, will ya? I do the things I want to do because I like to. I want swell clothes and I'm gonna have them. So lay off the higher education stuff.
No, I won't. You'll be sorry talking that way. It's wrong. Perhaps things might have been different if Mom were alive. But Dad tried to make things happy for us.
Oh, why drag the old man into this?
Because he's part of our lives. Maybe he didn't understand us. Maybe most parents nowadays don't understand children, but they try. We don't listen.
You'd better get some rest now, Katy.
No, we're smart. We know all the angles. But the parents love us and put up with us in spite of ourselves. Like Dad. Like that morning, he thought you were pale and sick, and he put on an act about the guns.
Maybe you'd better stay home. Take it easy today, Laura. I don't want you getting sick.
There's nothing wrong with Laura that a little schoolwork won't cure. I don't suppose you can dry dishes and your nail polish at the same time, huh?
I pay you to do my share of the housework, don't I?
You talk big pay, but when do I get it?
Well, if you take money from Laura, you've got to keep your part of the bargain.
All Laura's money's in a sandbank, I guess.
Have you spent your allowance already?
Those pennies, they were gone like that.
When I was a boy, my dad gave me $1 a week to spend. I was glad to get it. You girls get $1 and complain.
Oh, hi, Al.
Hiya, Laura.
Morning, Al.
Hello, Kay. Hello, Mr. White.
Hello, Al. Sit down, have some breakfast.
Thanks, coffee'd be swell.
Going out to the range Sunday for the pistol shoot. Win me a cup. This time, sure.
Oh, Dad, I wish you'd put those nasty guns away. They make butterflies in my tummy.
Guns don't go off by themselves. There's nothing to be squeamish about, Laura, and you know it.
Your guns are not for girls. So you better get on with the dishes. You'll be late for school.
Hello, everybody. Aha! Going to the pistol shoot, eh? Well, your chances are about 300 to 1 of winning.
How do you figure that out?
Add the auxiliaries, detectives, guards, regulars, and you have it. 300 to 1.
Pay no mind to him, Dad. Lester's just a walking book of knowledge. Here, big brain, dump this for me. And don't tell me how many pieces of toast Laura burns every morning.
That's not hard to figure. Laura just isn't domestic, that's all.
Thank you for those kind words.
Don't you keep Laura out late again tonight like you did last night. Dad'll get wise and there'll be trouble.
Laura's free and, well, just old enough for me. Anytime she says I want to go home, she can go.
Oh, quit the ragging, you two.
No, I won't. Dad noticed your looks this morning. First thing you know...
You heard Laura, pipe down. Swipe one of your father's guns and then I'll really know you love me. I can use it in my business.
You don't have to tell me. I saw the way your eyes were glued on those guns.
Break it up, you two, before Dad gets here.
When you're thinking of settling down, buy one of our assembly line dwellings. You're living on your lot, $1 down and $1 a month.
May I come in?
A policewoman. Don't give your right names, guys. The place is pinched.
Lester, don't talk like that.
No offense, Mrs. Clark. We admire you and all the 3,400,000 working women. Women who will never again be enslaved by household chores.
I like housework. Who said it was a slavery? Some moron, I'll bet.
I wouldn't mind being enslaved by housework. I dropped by to see if you found that blue skirt you reported stolen. Why, no, I haven't.
Stolen?
Hello, Frank.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Hi,
Frank.
You know the
Frank.
Dawn Patrol.
Sure, how are you, Mrs. Clark? I saw your car outside,
And being
so I...
president of the student body, you had to find out which one of us was entangled with the law.
Well, something like that. Anything serious, Mrs. Clark?
Stealing is always serious. Are you sure you put the skirt in the locker, Laura? Positive.
How'd you get home, in a barrel?
Really, Mrs. Clark, I hardly think the skirt's worth all this bother. Yes, it is. We've got to put a stop to this petty thievery before it becomes more serious.
What's the trouble? My girl's been doing something wrong?
No, Mrs. Clark just stopped by to ask about an old skirt of mine that had been lost or stolen from my locker.
You won't have much success finding it. Police work is a man's job.
Your statement is disproven by the facts, Mr. White. There are 58 policewomen successfully operating in the city of Detroit alone.
Lester is right. My department deals with the teenage delinquents. We are cooperating with the high schools in every respect.
Well, it's getting late, children. I've got to get down to the bank. Katy, you get dinner tonight.
Come on now, let's go along with Dad.
Okay.
It wasn't the skirt that brought you here this morning. What was it? Something about Laura?
Yes, there is something, but I want to look into it further. I don't want to act hurriedly. The problems of youth confront the world today, and they've got to be solved sensibly.
Right, Mrs. Clark. There are millions of children all over the globe without fathers and mothers to guide them. Why is...
Will you shut up, Spoonbill? Let Mrs. Clark have the floor.
We think the root of the trouble is that the teenagers have no place to gather after school or over the weekends, so they run the streets.
And like it.
Granted. But I was wondering, would you like to help me fix up a center where the high school kids could gather for recreation and dancing?
Hey, that's a wonderful idea. Yeah, but it'll take money for rent and furniture.
I've spoken to Mr. Merrill, and he's generously granted us the use of his empty store.
Oh, a Jive Club. Wonderful.
Now, the origin of the word jive is of tremendous interest.
Yeah, you can keep it a secret, genius. Be quiet.
We could have a milk bar, and all the dairies are willing to donate.
Patter the chatter. I'm in a dull lull, need to snag a stag. What say, Don't swoon, you goon. Guard that drummer and tell that beater to whip it up. What say?
What is this younger generation coming to?
Any luck?
Nah, you can't buy a gun anymore anywhere without a permit. The people are getting too honest.
The police are getting too efficient.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But still, we can't go into business without a gun.
Guess that's why I'm boss around here. I got one.
How?
I got it figured. Here it's coming in now. Her old man's a bank guard.
Oh. So that's why you've been playing her, huh? Say she's gonna take more than a quick brush off to fade?
Who said I wanted to get rid of her?
Ah, don't be foolish. She's got that Marion look right in her eyes.
Suppose you let me take care of my romances and go to the bar and get us a couple of drinks. Hello, Laura. You got the gun.
What do you think?
Oh, I think you're swell. Pass it to me under the table. Come on.
Not so fast, fella. I want to know where I stand in this setup.
How's that?
You know what I mean. I want to go with you, and I'm darn sick of Katy and my old man picking on me. I want to get married. To you.
That's my sentiments exactly. Beautiful girl like you should get married.
Gosh, for a minute there, you really had me winging, honey. Oh, thanks for the liquid refreshments. I feel like a dehydrated egg.
How you doing?
Coming in on the beam.
And you're looking. Say, what's the matter with that sister of yours? Is she snooty? She wouldn't even give me a tumble at the drugstore the other night. All I wanted her to do was just dance.
What do you expect her to do, cut a rug in a drugstore?
No, I wanted her to come over here and make it a foursome.
She's never been in here.
Well, there's always a first time. And besides, what's the matter with me?
Watch your step.
Don't you bring her here.
Your attention, please, please. And now for our featured attraction of the evening, Lindsay, Laverne, and Betty. In one good turn deserves another.
Katy? The Jive Club's a great success, thanks to you, Mrs. Clark.
How can you tell, Katy, in such a short time?
Look at all the boys here. That's a sure success. They never come to any of our home parties, no matter what entertainment we plan for them.
Well, that's because we're on our own here and there's no grown-ups to pick and pry.
Yeah, we're behaving ourselves too, Mrs. Clark, aren't we?
You certainly are. A center like this is what every neighborhood needs.
Look at Sam. His home's, well, not too pleasant, and right now's the time when Sam will turn either good or bad. You know, this place is going to help the kids in the neighborhood a lot.
I think so.
Look at Peggy over there. This is her first time out. Her mother thinks all men are monsters and pleasure evil. It's all in her mind because in reality, the percentage of man monsters in the world is very limited.
Katie, I don't see Laura. Where is she?
She's right over there. Oh, she was a moment ago. You'd better go find her, Frank.
Yeah, all right.
I think I know where she is.
It's getting stuffy in here. Let's go over to your house, hon.
Oh, skip it.
All right. But I'm telling you, one of these days, you and I are going to have a home of our own.
Well, look what the Stark brought in.
Mrs. Clark was over the Jive Club tonight. She's on her way here now looking for you.
Oh, she's a meddling fool, and so are you. Now get out of here. Beat it.
You're the one who's getting out of here. Right now, you're going back to the Jive Club with me. Look.
You got some competition down the street. Kids have opened a nightclub of their own.
Well, that's all right with me, Mrs. Clark. You keep them down there. They're poison. I don't want no trouble around here. I'm running a place of entertainment for grown-ups and trying to make a go out of it. My wife's cashier, daughter's an entertainer, father-in-law does the cooking, and my mother-in-law, she drives a taxi cab to bring me customers.
Well, at least you've solved the labor problem. Are you sure no teenagers got past you tonight?
Well, I don't think they have, but you can look around if you want to.
Well, I don't see any, and I can spot them a mile away. No matter how much makeup or fancy hairdo they wear, you can tell them by their young hands and legs. Can't hide them. Well, so long, Tom. I'll drop around and see you later.
Any time at all, Mrs. Clark. It's our job to take care of these kids, I guess.
That's right, Tom.
Good night.
That sister of Laura's. She can't take her away from me and break up my plans. Come on.
Who do you think you're fooling? There's something more important than your skirt that brought Mrs. Clark up to our house.
Oh, you're too darn suspicious.
Well, why shouldn't I be, considering all the scrapes I've gotten you out of? What's cooking between you and Al Simpson?
Marriage, of course.
With that wolf? Oh, you're kidding yourself. He's not the type.
Now, look, I'm sick of being bossed. I'll do anything to get married except perch myself by a telephone waiting for dates like my sister Katy does with Frank. The big slob.
Well, I'm satisfied. There's no rush. I'm not looking at marriage as a chance to escape from home, but as a chance to build one. Oh, snap out of it, Laura. You're not dumb.
Oh, pick, that's all you do. Cut it out, will you? Al and I are going to be married. Does that satisfy you?
Yes, if I thought he was on the level.
Wouldn't be jealous, would you?
Not me. Oh, I just don't want to hurt Dad, that's all. We owe him something for all he's done for us.
I don't owe anybody anything. You can pay for me if you feel that way.
What do you think I've been doing night after night but covering up for you?
Oh, dry up, will you? I like the excitement of being with Al. There's not a thing you can do about it.
I can tonight, my pet. You're going to be here when Mrs. Clark gets here, and I'm going to see to it that you are.
Hey, what's the idea of spending our good dough on a joint like this?
I'm gonna break up this kid stuff right now.
How's about loaning me the Body Beautiful for the next twist and twirl?
No.
No frame for the next struggle?
No.
It's atrocious, the independence of the females as they become copy boys, belt boys, pin boys. Why, one of the high schools just hired a girl football coach. The world is all mixed up. Girls whistle at men. Trained men are women.
Really?
Yes. And that's not all. Don't think men aren't changing either. Why, they won't wear vests. And they claim the girls' sweaters and red slacks take their minds off that work. Now I ask you, take me. Now, I'm very bright for a door key child.
No.
Yes.
Come on, hand me your purse.
I'll meet you later at the cafe, honey.
Okay. Central Station? Better send a squad car to the Jive Club. The punch those kids that drink it ain't all fruit juice. That's right. That's what they're drinking. You guessed it.
Say there, boy, you're the one I adore. So just get your feet out on the floor.
Well, hello, chick. What do you know? I got a few steps I'd like to show.
Well, listen here, Jack, you seem so square. You look to me like you ain't nowhere.
Well, listen here, baby, just give me a chance. Well, come on, chick, let's dance.
Yes, a police raid. Oh, wait a minute, Mom. You don't understand. I'm not arrested. Mrs. Clark just wants you to come bring me home. Oh, please, Mom. It's all right. Please. She's mad. She hung up.
Don't worry, Peggy. I'll see that you get home all right.
Mrs. Clark, no one seems to know who spiked the punch. Do you think the police will close us up?
Not the police. Some parents may refuse to understand and demand it.
Oh, just a moment, youngster. How old are you?
I'm looking for my sister.
Hey, here comes my dish. I'll see you later.
Hiya, Katy.
I'm looking for Laura. She ought to be at the house doing her homework.
I know where Laura is. Come on, I'll take you to her.
Where's Harry?
Oh, he got tired and left. Thought we wanted to talk.
Wish I could have waited around to see those kids after you spiked that punch. Oh, must have been fierce fun. Gee, you're sure smart, Al.
A lot smarter than you think.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you our genial bartender, Don Weston, singing his own composition, Feeling So Deep in the Blue.
The day is ending, the sun disappears. Night soon will come with its sorrows and tears, bringing me memories of yesterday's love that is gone like the blue skies above. Here all alone, just thinking of you, the day so dark and drear, what will I do? I'm feeling so sad and blue. There's pain in my heart, I shed a tear. Night coming on, oh, I wish you were near. I'm feeling so deep in the blue. The evening shades deepen, my soul's in despair. My heart is breaking, there's no one to care. Love is a game my hand is flayed. Our dreams are all shattered, each plan that we made. I'm feeling so deep. I'm feeling so deep in the blue.
Hello, Aunt Grace. What are you doing up so late?
Waiting for you and Al to get home. Seems to me you boys would try to get home at an early hour once in a while.
Laura isn't here. I'm going home.
Oh, what's the rush? That's Laura's purse, isn't it?
Yes. Then she must be around here somewhere.
That's what I told you. Stick around, she'll be right back.
You think so?
Sure.
It's awful late. She ought to be home. I ought to be home, too.
Oh, stick around. Let's wait for a few minutes, shall we? Come on, let's sit down.
Yeah? What is it?
Hello, Mr. White. I'm sorry to bother you, but there's something's happened down here, and I just wanted to make sure that Laura and Katy got home all right.
It's after 2 o'clock. Of course they're home. All right, hold the phone. I'll have a look.
Now, don't jump to conclusions, Mr. White. Nothing's happened. Laura said she was bringing Katy right home.
You took them out, young man. Where are they?
No, please don't call the police, Mr. White. I'll find them and bring them home. Right away.
I know where they are. I just saw Harry Catchell take Katy over to Al's home.
I don't believe Laura's coming back. I'm going home.
Oh, what's the big rush?
Hello? Neighbor, you won't have to call the cops. There won't be any more racket.
I heard you were here, but I certainly didn't believe it.
What'd you have to come up here for anyway? Get out, all of you. I don't want any cops up at this time of night.
Never mind pussyfooting around to the front door. Come in here.
My head is spinning.
I'm sorry this happened, Mr. White.
Being sorry doesn't change the time of night nor make a wrong right.
Yeah, but it wasn't our fault. Honest, Mr. White, nothing wrong has happened.
That's a matter of opinion.
Well, now, wait a minute. You know what happened tonight as well as I do. Now, don't start twisting things around.
Where did you take Katy?
Please don't get that excited. You'd better go.
Well, no, Katy, I can't leave till we get this straightened out. We don't want any misunderstanding.
There isn't. I understand perfectly. Now you...
Please, Dad, don't say it. Let's be sensible about this. If Katy wants to stay out late with Frank, that's her business, I think.
You'd better go. You're only making matters worse.
Well, you're sure you want me to?
Yes, I'll be all right. Thanks.
Good night.
Ooh, that car ride made me dizzy.
You better go to bed or you'll be sick.
Car ride. Seems to me that's not the half of it. You've been drinking.
Believe me, Dad, it wasn't intentional.
Intentional or not, there's no excuse for your staying out till this hour, letting Frank Monahan feed you liquor.
That's not true. Somebody spiked the fruit punch at the Jive Club and got us all in trouble with the police. I got confused and went out looking. I went outside of the Jive Club to get some fresh air, and I met Harry Catchell, and a little while later Frank came along, and here I am.
Catchell? Who was Harry Catchell?
Isn't that the Harry Catchell whose father's in prison?
Yes, and his grandfather, too. In fact, all the Catchells are bad.
Fine friends you keep.
Well, you two can stay here all night if you want to, but I'm going to bed. Oh, cut it out, will you? Serves you right for going out with Harry. You know what he is.
I know, but he told me he was going to take me to you.
Don't alibi. You went with him because you wanted to.
I didn't. He showed me your purse. You were there.
Oh, you must have been seeing things. Now go to sleep, will you? Do you want Dad to come in here?
I don't know. Maybe he should. Why did you change purses? And what was the other one doing in Al's house?
Oh, for the love of Pete.
How often do you go over to Al's house?
Break it up, will you? I've got to get some sleep if I'm going to school tomorrow.
A lot you care about school. You don't care about anything but excitement.
Oh, you're a fine one to preach after the way you acted tonight.
You know better than to say things like that, Laura.
Well, maybe I do, but others won't.
Al is responsible for the change that's come over you.
You mean Al is the only one who understands me and the life I want to lead? You're right.
He's making a fool of you, Laura. Unless I miss my guess. You got away with it tonight because I felt sorry for Dad. He doesn't understand the freedom demanded by young people today, but...
That's for what you said about Al.
That's for what you said about Frank. I'll tell Dad. Oh, we're acting like a couple of hoodlums. Oh, I'm sorry, Laura, but I love you and I want you.
And show it by staying out of my life.
Miss Clark, this little girl is found down by the Coldwater Bridge. I think you better look after her.
Peggy, doing a thing like that never solved a single problem. Only quitters do that, dear. Everything seemed all right when I took you home last night.
Oh, please don't make me go home, Mrs. Clark. Please. I can't. I can't go home.
Peggy.
hurt now. Leonard didn't understand. Please don't make me go home, Mrs. Clark. Please.
This'll all be straightened out, Peggy. You're going to have a new home. And you do have something to look forward to, dear. I'm going to see you have friendship, love.
Your so-called milk bar was certainly a success. Police chemists found alcohol in the punch served the teenagers last night. To the Jive Club jamboree can be directly traced the runaway of Peggy Baker. She was found near the Coldwater Bridge sometime last night. Her mother said she had been drinking, but refused to admit that she had whipped her daughter. Policewoman Amy Clark has arranged for Peggy to have a better and happier home. You youngsters sure make it tough on your parents these days. Oh. The police feel that the disgraceful affair at the Jive Club was responsible for the attempted holdup of John Marsh by two youths with a gun.
Did they get away?
The two boys were frightened away by the timely appearance of Patrolman Roberts. Our police department was right on the job.
Did anyone recognize them?
No, too bad. They must have been from out of town.
Yes, I guess they were.
Feeling so deep.
I never could make that note. Don't tell me you need an eye opener this morning.
No, a bracer.
Well, you'll have to wait. The bar isn't open yet.
What'd you do with the gun?
Don't worry about it. Laura's taking care of it for me.
But that is the condition in every country of the world. The larger population of good suffer for the bad done by a relative minority.
Well, that's certainly our case. But knowing about it doesn't help to get us out from behind the 8-ball or reopen the Jive Club. I'm going to find out who spiked that punch. And if any of you have any ideas about who did it, I'd appreciate hearing them.
If we could prove that none of the high school group had anything to do with it, it would help a lot.
Cheer up, Katie. We'll have the club going again soon.
I know we will. We've got to.
Well, then why so serious?
Because I'm the one who persuaded Peggy's mother to let her come to the opening.
You're not to blame, Katie.
That's the trouble. None of us are to blame. But we're getting into the neck just the same. All right. Suppose we take the responsibilities on our own shoulders for a change.
I agree with Frank. Today, teenagers are smart, quick thinkers. Their education is speeded up. They should accept the responsibilities of good citizenship earlier.
I'd like to put in my 2 cents worth. We girls ought to be willing to take on the duties connected with the home. How many girls are learning to cook and take care of a house today?
According to the latest polls, the situation is appalling.
Well, it's easy to loaf, but it takes character to work.
Especially housework. All girls think about getting married, but they're doing nothing towards building a home.
Wait. Now, let us not blame the young people or the old ones either. For down through the ages, one generation has always been blaming the other generation for their follies.
We've got to get this place open. Otherwise, we poison ivy gals won't have any place to snag a stag.
In her childish manner, she's trying to explain one of the social problems of the world today. Namely, how does an honest woman get her man?
That's it, Lester. How?
One way to help would be to establish congenial social gathering places.
Is this meeting agreed that the Jive Club must reopen at once?
Yes.
All right. Now you circulate around and see what you can find out. Will you help us, Mrs. Clark?
I certainly will. And now you kids all pile into my car and I'll drive some of you home.
Lester.
Now look, Helen Hefferlip, you're going to have to stop following me around.
Oh, I can't, Lester. Why, with your brain, you just send me. You just send me.
Stop worrying, Katie. Things will work out all right. We'll have lots of good times here yet.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that, Frank. I'm worried about Laura.
Well, I figured it wouldn't be me. It's always Laura, or your father, or somebody you're trying to help. Why not think about your own happiness once in a while?
Well, I'm afraid she's going to run away. And we have such a nice home. We used to.
Run away? With a boyfriend?
Yes, Al Simpson. She says she's sick of having Father telling her how to behave and when to be in. She says Al's the only one who understands her. She craves excitement and claims there isn't any glamour to her home.
What do you think, Katy?
I think there is, Frank. But what would happen if all the girls thought and acted like my sister? There wouldn't be any homes.
Oh, there will be for us. You and I are going to have that time-honored building.
You mean a rose-covered cottage?
You guessed it. It's not a bad goal to work towards, is it?
I wish we didn't have to close this place. Why are grown-ups so stubborn?
Young people can be pretty mulish, too.
Yes, I suppose they are. Like my sister Laura. She wants her own way all the time, and if anyone objects, she sulks for days.
Speaking of mules, my little brother.
Hey, gang. Don't be in such a hurry to make this a final closing. I've got some information. I just talked to Willie Carmichael, and he says he saw Al Simpson and Harry Catchell carrying some gin bottles toward the club. And they made a crack about fixing things pretty.
That's interesting, Frank. It ties in with what I've already learned. I know almost everything that happened that night except one thing. Katy, did you and Laura go straight home from here that night?
Well, the girls got crossed up, Mrs. Clark. I found them and took them home.
Were they with Al and Harry?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a talk with Harry. I just saw him down at the pool room.
Well, the truth had to come out sometime, Katy.
Well, come on, zombies. Let's slip the knot and untie ourselves out of here, huh?
Someone was here looking for you, Al.
Harry?
No, I never saw him before. One of them said he'd be back.
Give me the usual.
Hey, anybody home? Gosh, I'm hungry. How about a cold lamb chop or a cheese sandwich, Frank?
Now, what's romantic about a cold lamb chop?
No romance, no lamb chop either. Guess I'll have to cook up some victuals for this family. Hey, Laura! Hiya, Dad. I'm foraging as usual, and as usual, there's nothing to eat.
Mr. White, I'd like to talk to you, if I may. We found it was Al Simpson and Harry Catchell who spiked the punch the other night.
You took the girls out? You should have seen that it didn't happen.
Oh, now, Dad, please don't start that again. Frank has something else to talk to you about.
Yeah. Well, that is, sir, if it's all right with you, I'd like to give Katy an engagement ring. Oh, well, I know we're young and all that, but, well, I've got a job as soon as I graduate, and, well, I can take care of her.
I'd like you to say that it was all right for us to be engaged, Dad.
Well, I suppose in a few years you two will be thinking of getting married. I guess it's all right. I've tried to make a good home for her, Frank. Now, when the time comes, it will be up to you.
I'll do my best, sir.
Laura's gone. All her clothes are gone.
Yes, I know. She left this note. I'm going to marry the man I love. That's the thanks I get for all the time and money I've spent educating her. But if that's the way she wants to repay me, all right. She can go her way, and so can you.
Surely you don't mean that, Dad.
Yes, I do. Why couldn't she pick some nice boy to marry?
Well, maybe Al Simpson isn't so bad after all.
Oh, yes, he is. I see it all clearly now. I was a fool to let her hoodwink me. Well, she's on her own now.
Don't talk like that, Dad. We can't let Laura go away and make a miserable mistake like this.
Why not? If you think I'm going to make a move to stop it, you're mistaken. Any more than I'll stop you if you want to marry.
Mother were alive, she wouldn't want us to stand by and let Laura ruin her whole life and not do anything about it.
She won't thank you for interfering.
Well, if you want to see your sister, I'll go with you.
Please, Dad, she needs you.
Not anymore.
Why the baggage?
My clothes, Al. I've left home.
Say that again.
I'm moving. Bag and baggage.
You're what?
Don't be a character, Al. I told you if things got tough at home, I was going to leave. Well, I had a brawl with Katy. So here I am.
Come on, I think we better sit down. I told you to wait until I gave you the word. Why couldn't you stay put?
Because I couldn't stand my family another minute.
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to go back and stand them for some time.
But I can't, Al. I wrote him a note telling him off, and I can't go back now. Besides, what's the diff if we get married now or later?
Married?
That's what I said. Nothing's happened to change your mind, has it?
Oh, I don't like to be rushed. Why didn't you let me in on your plans?
You're not thinking of backing out, are you? You're going to marry me, Al Simpson. I took one of my father's guns for you. And you're not going to run out on me now.
You mean you'd squawk?
Yes. If I don't hear wedding bells.
Well, you better go back to your old man because you're not going to hear any wedding bells.
We're fooling now. Say you're fooling.
No, I'm telling the truth.
Oh. No!
away. Don't be a fool, Laura.
If I am, it's because I've been taking lessons from you.
Katy.
You won't run away again, will you, Laura?
No. It'll be a long time before I'll run away again. Can I see Al?
Sorry, but Harry and Al are both behind bars. Come on, Al. Turn you over to the jail matron. Aren't you going to say goodbye to your father?
So long.
It isn't entirely your fault, Mr. White. We all have to make greater efforts to understand the young people of today, who, in addition to life at home, demand good, clean social gathering places where they can meet boys and girls their own age, like the Jive Club.